It's showtime. Okay, you got a little Dimbo. Okay, a little Dominican Dimbo out there. Okay. Oh, E, what's up, E? E got the
What up,
Dimbo
Frank? What
on.
up, Frank?
What's
What
up,
up, Frank?
dogs? You know what I'm saying? Some Dominican music.
Yeah, what up, what up, what up, what up? Ain't nothing, man. Just chilling,
Yo,
man.
E,
Just
man, what's
vibing.
up,
You
bro?
know
How
what it
you
is.
doing
What up,
today,
Frank?
man? Man, I'm
I'm good.
great,
I'm
man.
good,
I'm
man.
great.
I'm
E,
good.
we ready to go, baby. E, hold on. Before, let me give everybody the welcome. What's up, everybody? Good people, and welcome to the Frank Harris Show. Look who we have with us again today, coming on the show. You know what I'm saying? Blasting the Dembo. My boy, Dominican E. What's up, E?
What up? What up, Frank? Just here, man. Just here, vibing to some bambo.
There we go. Hey, listen, E. Let's get right into this, baby. We got the playoffs kickoff today, the playing game. Man, E.
Yes.
But we got some controversy for me, E. Out the gate. We got
Yes.
the Lakers. We got Lakers New Orleans. Okay. The winner gets the Denver
Yes.
Nuggets. E. Should the Lakers lose? Should the Lakers lose on purpose to avoid the Denver Nuggets for the 7th seed and then risk playing the winner of the 9-10 game, which is Sacramento and the Golden State Warriors? Should they risk losing the first game to avoid the Denver Nuggets? E, tell me, E, should they throw the game?
No, Frank. You can never throw the game. You know, I feel like you play who's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think you throw the game to risk it all, you know, in a one-off against the winner of Sacramento and Golden State. I think you play the team that's in front of you, you beat them, and then you go on and play, you know, the Denver Nuggets.
E. Okay, Herm
That's my
Edwards,
take on
you
it.
play the game to win. Huh, Herm Edwards? You
That's
out of
right.
your mind.
That's right.
There's no way the Lakers are going to beat Denver in the first round series. You're out of your mind. You absolutely lose this game. I wouldn't be surprised if AD's back is hurting today. I wouldn't be surprised if AD's back is a little chalky today, E, because you don't want. And by the way, let me say this. In addition to a first round matchup you want to avoid, remember, if you beat the 1 seed, which is OKC, you definitely rather play OKC than Denver. You win that in the second round. In the second round, instead of getting Denver, if they won their first round matchup, in the second round, you would get the winner of the Dallas Clippers series. So you get two easier rounds, and then you wouldn't play Denver, excuse me, until you got to the conference finals, to the Western Conference Finals. So by getting the 8th slot, you not only avoid Denver in the first round, you also avoid Denver in the second round, E. Now, as I tell you that, do you change your mind?
No. I don't change my mind. I don't think, I don't think NBA teams are in, to lose games on purpose. I think you play the team that's in front of you. You know what I'm saying? You play the Pelicans, you beat the Pelicans, you take the 7th seed, try your luck with Denver and see how it goes. You know what I'm saying? I don't think teams are really, we don't want to play Denver. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's how it works in the NBA. I think that they play the team in front of them, you beat them, and you move on. I don't,
Of course, that's how it works in the NBA. Listen, at the very end of the year, that's why guys are sitting, guys are hurt. I mean, come on, bro. Absolutely, teams avoid certain teams, right, to get to the series that they feel are more favorable when it gets to the playoffs. But anyway, I hear you, dogs. You say win, I say don't win. Let's see
okay.
what happens. I know the Lakers speak would be, oh yeah. We win the game, we want to win, we want to win. But in the back of everybody's mind, they do not want to play. I mean, OKC Eric in the first round is an easy win for the Lakers.
Yeah, that is.
Inexperience,
That's
no
true.
bigs,
That's true.
youngest number 1 seed in playoff history. That's an easy one in the first round.
That is true. That's true, Frank. But I'm just saying, like,
You much prefer that, E.
yeah, of
You
course, the
much
Lakers,
prefer that. So,
of course, the
all right.
Lakers
So
is
who you got in the So who you got in the West Coast playing game? You got the other game, excuse me, the 9-10 game. Who you got? You got Sacramento or hold on, let me just say one thing though. I'm just gonna say one caveat. Just know I believe the Lakers are 1-7, I believe, against Sacramento and the Golden State Warriors. So it's no guarantee if they lose the first game that they'll win the second game because they've struggled all year against those two teams. Just as an FYI. So you do risk it from that perspective. But anyway, who you got winning that game, E?
I think again, the Golden State Warriors come out
Oh
victorious in
boy.
that game.
Oh boy. Here
I
we
know
go.
Sacramento had a chip on their shoulder because last year not we, but Golden State bumped them out last year in Game 7, and I think they're
That
gonna.
is we. That's your team.
No, that's what I'm saying. Sacramento's gonna play with a chip on their shoulder, but I think the experience of Golden State Warriors, they're gonna move on. They'll move on. They'll move on.
Yeah, E. As much as it pains me to say it, it pains me to say it. Oh, it pains me to say it. I agree. I think you got the Warriors absolutely winning. That my phone is blowing up right now, man. That must be the Lakers calling me saying, "Why am I giving that take?" LeBron, I'll talk to you later, bro. I'll talk to you later, LeBron. Yeah, E. I got the Warriors winning that too, man. The Warriors are going to win that series. That game, and then you'll get Lakers Warriors for the eighth seed, in my opinion. Even though, so by the way, so I said I think the Lakers should lose on purpose. Who do you think will win, Eric? Who do you think will win the game?
Obviously, the Lakers will win. They'll beat the Pelicans, and obviously, I got Golden State winning against Sacramento. So that
Okay.
gives you the 7th and 8th spots, and then
So you got the Lakers beating the Pelicans and Golden State 7-8. So then you got Lakers, Denver, and then you have OKC against the Warriors.
yes.
Okay, let's go to the East. No, the East games, man. I guess the East games are somewhat compelling, but who cares about the East game? All right, but let me ask you a question, E. 76ers Heat, who you got?
Whoa. I'm going playoff Jimmy. I'm going playoff Jimmy Butler. I'm going playoff Jimmy
Yo,
Butler. I know Embiid is back, but I'm going playoff Jimmy Butler. I'm going
so let me
playoff.
say this, dogs. Let me say this, dogs. At some point, that's going to run out, right? And it's going to run out this year. They played horrible all year. Let's stop all that Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy, who never won a ring. And you're right, he does play well in the playoffs. But let me say something. The best player on the court is going to be who? And in the play-in game, I got the best player on the court.
Embiid is the best player.
The newly minted Olympian, American Olympian, who spurned the French team because the French team, he implied to the French team he would play for them. They got his passport. He's from Cameroon, so I knew he wasn't going to play for them. But he told the French team he would play. They got his passport. He spurned them to play for the U.S. Joel Embiid will be the best player on the court, newly minted U.S. Olympic roster team player. Your boy playoff Jimmy is losing that game, bro.
Okay. I got playoff Jimmy.
Now, who you got, E? Who you got here, okay? Bulls and Hawks.
Do we have to pick a win on this one, man, Frank? Do we have to? Damn, man. Do we have to? Oh God. I'm going Hawks. I'm gonna go with the Hawks just cause. I'm going with the Hawks, Frank. I'm going with the Hawks.
Bulls, Hawks?
Yeah, I'm going with the Hawks, Frank. I'm going with the Hawks. The Hawks.
Yeah, I agree with you, bro. That's probably the worst playoff game that you can possibly imagine, bro.
Yeah.
I'm going. Let me tell you why. Yeah, I'm going Hawks in that game too, right? Like,
I'm 2 for 2.
I'll be honest with you. The Chicago Bulls need to put themselves out of their misery, right? You got Lonzo Ball, who's been hurt all year long. You got Zach LaVine, who's been hurt all year long. DeMar DeRozan's been a dog. He's been trying to do the best he can do, but I agree with you, E. They out of it. So that means that would put, let me look at it. The 1-8 game then would be, let's not even talk about this. Celtics, Hawks, that might be a 4-0 series, right? Yes. That's a 4-0 series, yes. Right? LeBron, chill. Celtics, Hawks, right? 4-game series. All right. Yes. Then that means you would get, now here comes a goodie right here. And the Knicks, this is an example of why you should lose, right? If the Knicks would have gotten the 3rd seed and not the 7th seed, the 2nd seed, the Knicks got the 2nd seed, right? Yes. So now, in the first round, the Knicks going to have to play against the winner of the Hawks and Heat. Now, I'm sorry, not the Hawks, excuse me, of the 76ers and Heat. right?
Yeah.
If the Knicks would have got the 3 seed, right, the 3 seed would be playing against the Magic.
Yeah.
This is why you lose the game. So E, no, I'm sorry. No, not the Magic. That's the 4-5 game, I think. That would have been, the Knicks would have gotten the Pacers. The 3-6 game is the Pacers in Milwaukee. The Knicks would have gotten the 3rd seed instead of the 2nd. They would have played against the Pacers instead of the 76ers or the Heat, right? But who you got now? Knicks against, I got the 76ers. Knicks 76ers, you got Knicks Heat. Who you got advancing in that series?
Go New York, go New York, go. I'm going New York, baby. Spike Lee, I'm going New York, baby. I'm going New
So
York.
let me say this. The only reason I'm going for New York is because I think Embiid is going to win, but he's not going to be able to play in the series. I'm going to New York, but I think Embiid is going. I hope he doesn't get injured. So I don't want to put no bad energy out there, E. But, he's had a very rough up and down career, but season 2 with injuries, right? So only for that reason, I'm going with New York in that round, right, E? So who you going between the Bucks and the Pacers? I think that's the 3-6 game. Bucks, Pacers, who you got?
That's an interesting game. That's a very interesting game. They say Giannis is questionable, but I'm gonna still go with the Bucks. I'm gonna still go with the Bucks just because of the veteran leadership they have on that team. I'm gonna go with the Bucks. I think Indiana is an upcoming team, but I don't think they have enough. I'm gonna go with the Bucks.
Man, this is a hard one for me, E. Let me tell you why. Because Indiana has had the Bucks number all season.
Okay.
Correct? They've had the Bucks number all season. They've killed the Bucks, right? They played really well against the Bucks. And Giannis is hurt. Giannis is hurt, and they say he will not be playing early on in the series. And who knows when he gets back, if he's at 50%, 60%. Okay. So now you're really playing what you can depend on is Chris Middleton and Dame Dollar.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going Indiana, baby. I'm going Reggie Miller, Indiana. You got Spike Lee sitting courtside against the Knicks games. I got Reggie Miller sitting courtside. Indiana, baby. Indiana in 6. Oh, wow. Indiana in 6, closing out at home, E, beating Milwaukee. And then, Eric, I have this question. Let's talk about this. If it happens, E, Milwaukee loses. All right? What happens with the team? Do you trade Dame? Okay. Does Giannis want to get out? So let me tell you this, E. Let me tell you this. Let's look at this right chronologically. Okay. Dame Lillard. I hate to get into the man personal business, but I'm gonna get into it. Dame Lillard gets a divorce from his wife.
Yes.
Right, E?
Yes.
Get a divorce. Dame Lillard then comes out. He want to be traded, and he say where he want to go play at.
Oh, he went
Miami.
Miami, of course, Miami, yeah.
Right? Think about it. He thought, and normally when superstars push their way out, right? And they say, I'm only going to sign with one team, they get their wish. Fair enough?
Yes.
He thought he got a divorce now. This is the first, because this is his college sweetheart. He thought this is the first time he's single with $400 million, and he want to be in Miami, E. He don't want to be, E. Miami. He been in Portland all those years. He a free man. Not married, not say free, because married is not being in jail. So let me not say that, okay? But he's a free man, single man, and the man want to go to the Heat, okay? You and I know why, all right? You and I know why he want to go to the Heat. Now, E, what happens is this. The Heat try to stick up Portland and don't want to give up any assets for him, right? So then they make the trade. They stick it to him and send them to Milwaukee, E. They sent him to, they said, you thought you was going to have some fun? Oh, watch this. But they sent him somewhere, E. They sent him to Milwaukee. And let me say this, E. When you send somebody to Milwaukee, that's one of them situations where if you Dame, you got to grit your teeth, but you can't really say nothing because they sent you to Milwaukee with Giannis to win a ring. So that's one of the situations when you oh, but E, you can't really say nothing because that's a team that's a championship caliber team. And supposedly you care about winning rings. Exactly. So they sent you to Milwaukee, okay? Yeah. Now you knew it wasn't right with him, E, but he couldn't say nothing. But remember, he came out, right, around the All-Star game time, and they asked him to pick his all-star team to be on.
Yes.
Remember. And he picked, LeBron. He picked all these guys. Curry. I think he picked Durant. And then the fifth guy he picked was Adebayo over Antetokounmpo.
Yes.
Now, we all know Antetokounmpo is a better player. And usually when guys come to a new team, Eric, when you're trying to ingratiate yourself with your new teammate, your new co-superstar, you would absolutely say, of course I got to go with my guy, Giannis, right? When they asked him to pick his favorite guys to play with, if he had to pick an all-favorite team in the NBA right now. Yes. If LeBron James was asked that question, AD would be in it.
Yes.
So once again, Damian Lillard shading his teammate. Fair enough, E?
Yes. Yes, he did. Yep.
Okay, shade his teammate. Then E, season goes on. Remember, he came out and said, everybody wants us to be best friends, right? It takes time, chemistry. Everybody want me and Giannis to be best friends. Again, negative energy. Okay, yes. A player who doesn't want to be there. Right, E?
Yeah.
And then lastly, Eric, a few weeks ago, he talked about how lonely he was in Milwaukee. I'm lonely. Yeah. The man got $400 million in Milwaukee. I'm lonely. Yeah. E, you can fly him down. You got $400 million. You can fly. You can bring the Miami party to Milwaukee.
Yeah, he could do the Paul right? Pierce. He could do the Paul Pierce. Make a phone.
There you go. E, this is why the chemistry's off. The man don't want to be there. Yeah. I just gave you chronologically all of these hints that the man gave, because he can't go out and say it because he would look bad being traded to a team with Giannis and a chance to win a championship. Yes. But the chemistry ain't there because he don't want to be there, E. Yeah. Am I right? Am I wrong, E?
You're right about that. Sometimes, chemistry is a big component of championship caliber teams. You have to have chemistry.
Yes.
And guys don't want to be there. Guys feel like, I'm just here, just going through the motions.
Yes.
Not a bad energy. So, and then the fact that also, too, I don't know if you saw the clip where they put Giannis' brother in the game. He's a bum, and everybody on the sideline is laughing at him. Like sneaky laughing at him because they don't want to get mad. You know what I'm saying? So, all that, like you said, the man don't want to be there, man. Who wants to be in Milwaukee?
Yeah. Why don't this Milwaukee like that? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? But I'm pretty sure more people want to be in Miami than Milwaukee. Oh, yeah. We would agree on that.
We agree
right?
On that, definitely.
But yeah, so they have chemistry issues, big time chemistry issues. The guy doesn't want to be there. And the irony is, remember, Drew Holiday said he wanted to spend his whole career there. He loved the community, married guy. They got rid of a guy that wanted to be there, that fit the culture, that fit their team, right? And they went big game hunting, and they got Dame, and it looks like it's blowing up. So, E, if they lose in the first round, does Doc Rivers keep his job, one, and then do you trade one of the two stars?
I'm not a Doc Rivers fan.
I'm not either.
You know that, Frank. I don't think they'll fire him, but they need to give it to Doc Rivers. He's not. No. And then they got to blow it up. You got to blow it up. Obviously.
Do you blow it up? So who you trading?
Ooh. Yeah. You're gonna have to trade Dame. You're gonna have to trade Dame because Dame don't want to be there. At least Giannis was committed to the team. When they first won the championship, he was committed to the team. So you keep him and you get rid of Dame. It was an experiment that failed. It was an experiment that failed, Frank.
So let me say this. Giannis was acting like he wanted to push his way out from before, right? Mm-hmm. He kept saying, now all of a sudden you bring this guy in, it's not working out, you lose. You wonder if Giannis will push his way out again. I believe, Eric, even if they lose, as controversial as it is, you got to bring all three back with Doc Rivers and give him a full season and try it again. It takes some time. And Giannis is hurt now. So you have an excuse now. You have an excuse. And the excuse is Giannis is hurt. You have an excuse, E.
Yeah, you do.
The excuse is Giannis is hurt, E. And so that allows you to bring it all back, give Doc a full year, Middleton a full year, Giannis, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Full year, Dame a full year. And then after next year, if it doesn't work, you blow it up, in my opinion.
Okay.
But anyway, E, juicy, E, juicy. And then the last first round series, E, who you got? The Cleveland Cavaliers or the Orlando Magic?
I'm going with upstart Orlando Magic team. I think that young team is ready to make that leap. Not to the championship level, but making that next leap. You know what I'm saying? Pablo, Great player, great young player. You know what I mean?
What's
They
his
got
name? You said Pablo?
Pablo Benchiro, whatever his name is.
His name ain't Pablo. Come on, bro.
What's his
What you
name?
thinking, Pablo Escobar?
What's his
His
name?
name is Paulo, not
Pablo,
Pablo.
Pablo,
Come
Pablo,
on, bro. The
Pablo.
man got an Italian name. You calling him Pablo? You trying to make everything Spanish?
Name is
You know,
Pablo.
Pablo. Come on, man. The man's name is Paulo, man. Come on, bro.
Paulo, okay, Paulo Benchiro. I can't pronounce his last name.
Ben Caro.
Ben Campbell.
Yes.
I think he's a young guy that's making some
Yeah.
strides in the NBA. I think he's gonna make that next jump and becoming not a superstar, but a nice young star. I think he's gonna be one of those kids that's making that jump. So I believe in him. What's it? Pop? What's his name? Pablo.
Pablo. Pablo. Pablo Banchero. That's his name according to you.
There you go,
Instead of
Pablo.
instead of Paulo Banchero. But anyway,
Yes.
listen, so I gotta go against you on this one. I do think the Magic are upstart team. I think they had a great year this year. I
Yeah.
think Mosley, the head coach, I'm glad he got some coach of the year votes, even though I think it should have gone to the guy who won it from OKC. He deserved it for
Yes.
sure.
He deserves it.
He deserved it. But I think, our guy always hurt Mitchell, right? The guy who's in street clothes, Donovan Mitchell. I think he'll play in the playoffs. He's always in street clothes during the season.
Yes.
He'll play in the playoffs, and I think they have enough experience. I mean, at one point they were the hottest team in the NBA.
Yeah.
So I got to go with them. E. So I'm going with Cleveland in that first round. All right, let's flip it over. Let's flip it over to the West. Okay. So if you go, I think we already said. Oh no, we didn't say this. 1-8, right? You got 1-8. You got the Warriors versus OKC. Who you got in the 1-8 matchup? Because you got the Warriors winning the playing game.
I got the Warriors. I just think too much experience for that young team. Again, great young team. I just think they don't have the experience to play high basketball night in night out, especially in the playoff where you have to be consistent. I think that they're a good young team, but I don't think they have enough experience to beat a championship caliber team that's been there and done that before. So I'm going with Golden State on that one.
All right. So anybody, whether it be Golden State, the Lakers, either one of those teams, OKC is out in the first round. Good team,
Yes.
young, up and coming team. They need another big, right? Can you imagine Chet Holmgren? He's the only big they have, really. Okay.
Yes.
You got him and Jalen Williams starting at the 4 and the 5. Williams is 6'8", but he's a more of a 3-4 hybrid guy. And Chet is 150 pounds. I love Chet. I think he's going to be second in the rookie of the year voting. He'll get second, but really bright career, but needs to bulk up a little bit. But young team, great job. Like I said, their coach won coach of the year, well deserved, but they'll lose in the first round. So then you got 2-7 on your end. You got the 2-7 game being Denver versus the Lakers. Who you got in that series?
Ooh, I'm going with Denver on this one. I just think that Jokic is too much for AD and those guys. I think he does too much for those guys, and LeBron is going to have an extraordinary run against Denver. Like he has to put up phenomenal numbers to beat those guys. I just think Denver has too much. They're too big, and I think that Denver moves on in that series.
So I think whoever plays in the first series against OKC, Lakers or Warriors, I think it'll be either one of those teams will advance to the next round over OKC, and then that 2-7 game, whether it be New Orleans or the Lakers, if the Lakers win the first game, I think Denver as well. Denver's too much. I don't think the Lakers can beat Denver in the first round of the playoffs. And listen, AD, remember, he hurt his back the last game of the year.
Yeah.
So I think the Lakers will be out in the first round if they play against the Denver Nuggets. Right, E?
Yeah.
Okay, E. So that's that. Now let's go here, E. Let's go the 4-5 game, right? The 4-5 game, you got Dallas and the Clippers.
Ooh, good game. Very good game. Very interesting game.
Dallas and the Clippers. Woo! You got Showtime Kyrie. You got MVP candidate Luka Doncic versus the old triage beat up Los Angeles Clippers.
Yeah.
Triage. Always hurt. Who you got in that series, E?
I got Dallas winning that series. I think Dallas with Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving, those two dynamic guards, are gonna have a field day against Kawhi, Paul George. Those guys great players, but I think I think Luka is too much for those guys. Kyrie is always dazzling. I just think Dallas Mavericks, they're trending in the right direction. I just got Dallas being the Clippers.
Yeah, I got Dallas winning tonight too. And I think the key phrase you use is trending in the right direction, right? The Clippers are trending downward. Dallas is trending upward. And I think the best player on the court is Luka. And I always feel like best player on the court wins a lot of times, especially in the playoffs.
Yes.
Best player on the court quite often wins in the playoffs. Best play, and Luka has already shown us he can pull out that magic carpet and give you a magic carpet ride.
Oh,
Remember,
yes.
he's already been to a conference finals. Remember, he beat the Chris Paul Phoenix Suns.
Yes.
That was a team that everybody thought was a championship team, and he beat them to go to the conference finals.
Yes,
So
did.
Luka has already shown us that he can take a team to the conference finals. And Kyrie's playing great basketball right now. The synergy's good. They made some nice pickups too. PJ Washington. They picked up some nice pieces too at the trade deadline as well. So I like those nice pieces. I like them winning that game. Okay, E. So let's go now to the 3-6 series. This one is the one that's trickiest to me. Okay, you got the Kevin Durant Suns versus the Anthony Edwards Minnesota Timberwolves. Who you got? The Suns of the Timberwolves, E?
Wow, that's very interesting. Very interesting. I mean, that's a tough one. It's a toss up, but I'm gonna have to go. Wow, I'm gonna have to go Phoenix Suns on this one. I'm gonna go Phoenix Suns on this one, just because guys could get hot, and that could catapult a team to winning a series. I mean, Devin Booker could get hot. If he gets hot, he could catapult that team to victory. You got Kevin Durant, you got Bradley Beal. Those three guys are phenomenal, man. And like I said, if one of those guys get hot and go on that surge where they just start making baskets and take their team to the next level, I just think Phoenix will win that series.
Nah, I got to go with Minnesota. Let me tell you why I'm going to go with Minnesota. Because the pieces fit better. So you're right, KD is capable, you know what I mean? But the pieces just don't fit for me. I just feel like Minnesota, the pieces fit, right? They got Karl Anthony Towns. Shout out your Dominican brother, Karl Anthony Towns back. Yeah. That's a big pickup. They got a lot of size. They got an MVP caliber play in Anthony Edwards, right? Probably the number one American rising star in the NBA.
Yes. But
Frank, would you argue that?
Let me ask you, can a player like a Devin Booker, we seen it last year, where he just goes on a phenomenal run and carries his team. You know what I mean? Yes, the pieces fit better in Minnesota, but a guy could just get hot and just take over the team.
Anthony Edwards is a guy too.
Yeah.
But you said a guy getting hot. Anthony Edwards is a guy too.
But we haven't seen it from him in the playoffs. We've seen it from Devin Booker. That's what I'm trying to tell you. We've seen it from
him. In the playoffs?
Yes.
Kind of.
Not kind of, but we've seen it with Devin Booker. We've seen it with him. We've seen it. That's a proven. That's a fact.
This is my issue, E, with that situation. Devin Booker is capable, as is Kevin Durant, but the problem, they play together, Eric. And so it would take, for a guy to get hot like that, the other guy to be very deferential, and KD is not that. I don't think KD is going to defer long enough for Booker to take over a whole series and be dominant. That's just not in his nature.
Okay.
And so this is where I get into the pieces don't fit. And let me tell you the last piece of that, Eric. I always feel like the Suns are in trouble because they don't have a point guard. You need a point guard. It's hard to win, right, in the NBA, in the playoffs, especially without a point guard. Bradley Beal can't be playing your point.
Yeah.
And by the way, Bradley Beal playing your point is also taken away from his game too, Eric, because he's another guy that can explode and give you some weapons. I mean, give you some good minutes and play well.
Yeah, you're right about that. So that's what I'm saying. Those three guys, at any point of that series, they could take over a series. They could win you a game. Where where Minnesota has to really rely heavily on Anthony. Kyle Towns has to give you something.
Nah, Karl Anthony Towns can win some games too. And by the way, they have arguably the defensive player of the year, Rudy Gobert.
Okay.
Right, so you got the best defensive player in the game. Michael Conley is a very, very experienced, grizzled point guard. So they're not young, right? Their best player is young. But Anthony Edwards also is not. I mean, he's been in the NBA for a few years now, right? So you got a grizzled point guard in Conley. You got Anthony Edwards, bona fide superstar.
Okay.
You got Karl Anthony Towns, all-star level player. You got a defensive player of the year. And then you got other nice pieces. McDaniels is a very good defensive wing. Great defensive wing.
Yeah.
All right. And you got guys like Slow-Mo coming off your bench. You got nice guys coming off the bench. The team is constructed pretty good. Now, they can't win a chip, but first round, your son's in trouble.
Okay.
I got, before we finish, right, because we're talking hoops, okay, I got to ask one last question E before we finish.
Yes.
Okay. Who is the defensive player of the year in your mind in the NBA? Who's the rookie of the year?
First, I'm going to start off with rookie of the year.
As we're talking hoops.
Obviously, Wemby from San Antonio. I think he's the rookie of the year. The guy's played phenomenal. The team is not that good, but the young man had a phenomenal year, great numbers. I'm gonna go with him as rookie of the year. Defensive player of the year. Rudy's up there, so I'm gonna go Gobert on that one. I'm gonna go Gobert and I'm gonna go Wemby. Those are my two.
I'm going Wemby on both.
Okay.
Right? Defensive player of the year, rookie of the year, both. I'm going for Wemby on both.
Oh, okay. That's interesting.
Wemby on both. Even on the losing team, he dominates. And Gobert is great too, right? Gobert is two on my list. But statistically, Wemby is way out of here. Block, steal, the way he changes the game. And look, Chet is my number 2 for rookie of the year, but Wemby is just too dominant, too unbelievable. So I got Wemby on both feet.
Okay, that's interesting.
I got Wemby on both. Wemby on both.
Has that ever been done for a rookie to win defensive player and
I don't know. I don't know if a that's a good question. We got to look that up and figure out if a player's done both. So E, we're gonna end on this note. E, you ready?
Yes.
What you think about the rap beef? Drake against everybody else.
Here we go with this. The rap.
Drake against everybody. Drake against Rick Ross, Future, Metro Boomin, Kendrick Lamar, Rick Ross. Drake against everybody.
Wow, that's a wave of pivot, Frank. We went from basketball to rap. I'll tell you.
I know. Listen, we talk about topics. I mean, that's a big topic in urban culture and the hip hop game, right there, right?
Oh man. Hey, listen, man. It's the rap. Is it really beef? You know what I'm saying? Is it beef? I don't know. But I mean, I guess it's good for hip hop, right? When it's, it's competition. So I say, hey, Drake against the world. Hey, I'm with it.
Yeah, I don't like it, E, personally. Let me tell you why. Because, this rap beef turns into something else, right? Because of the periphery people involved. Everybody got crews, extenuated crews and people, and it's unfortunate. But if it just stayed on wax and it was just about lyrics, it's a different scenario. Yeah. But when these guys run into each other at different venues, different places, things can go left. So for the sport of rap, I get it, but it's just so unfortunate that culturally, you know what I mean? Too many lives have been lost in these type of situations. So it's for the sport of rap.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Let me ask you this, Frank. I mean, Drake don't seem like a type of guy, a violent guy. He's a smooth, he's a ladies guy, man. He's smooth. You know what I'm saying? It's not like, when you got, the Chicago rappers, the drill rappers, that could obviously, go left quickly. When you got the drill rappers and all that stuff. These guys are, they're really established, right? The Drakes of the world, the Rick Ross of the world. I understand it.
There's no way Drake can move around the way he move around without having some thugs with him. You and I both know Drake himself could be a nice guy. And you also know everybody who's a nice guy love to be affiliated with thug life.
Yes.
Drake always talks about that on his records. There's a 0% chance that Drake don't got thugs around him because that's the lifestyle and you can't move around in that hip hop game without having some of that. Okay. So you're right, Drake's a nice guy, but what's going to happen if Drake and his crew see Future and his crew somewhere or Ross and his crew somewhere? I mean, these are some real dudes, bro.
Yeah, I would hope, the two guys, to meet on the side and have a conversation and, squash whatever's going on. I would hope that as men, they would go on the side and, talk about it and squash it. Because, I mean, like you said before, man, it's terrible, A lot of people are losing their lives over rap beefs. You know what I mean? We lost
That's the issue, though,
we lost two
dogs.
great ones in the '90s. So I don't want to see it. You know what I'm saying? If it stays competition, it stays on wax, I'm all for it. But like you said, sometimes it can extend outside of that, and lives could be lost. And I personally don't want to see that in the hip hop game.
And the problem, was it's a lot of betrayal feelings, right? Remember Drake did the album with Future, right? That was a big thing. They had the Jumpman record. Remember Future supported Drake on the tour. Everybody thought Future gave Drake the cosign in the hood, etc.
Yes.
Right? Drake feel like Future got his first number one with Drake. Drake boosted his career. Drake and Ross was very cool. That whole vibe. They was making records together. Drake, Ross, Wayne, right? They was all making records together. So there's some history there too. So it ain't just, it's a lot of personal stuff going on there, E. But anyway, Listen, they keep it on wax. It's good for the sport, I guess, but unfortunately, it's very rare that it stays on wax. So I hope everybody keep a cool head and everything is straight. So, all right, E, well, listen, we're going to run. You know what I mean? That was a topical issue we needed to talk about outside of sports.
Yes.
But E, as you always do, as we leave, E, I'm going to give you a chance to shout out somebody in the Dominican Republic who you feel needs to be shouted out, bro.
Yes. So I'm going to shout out, as we began the show, I would listen to some Bembo. So I'm going to shout out El Alfa. El Alfa is an artist from Dominican Republic who is
big artist too.
Big artist.
I think you saw it out the Garden, E.
Yes, who has taken this genre of music to new heights. So El Alfa, thumbs up to you. You my guy, El Alfa. There we got it. Shout out to El Alfa.
Yeah, I think he saw it out the Garden, even in New York City.
Yes.
Alpha, he definitely is doing his thing.
Yeah.
All right, well, listen, it's been real, all good. Let's see if our first round predictions come to fruition.
Yes.
The play-in starts tonight, bro. I'm excited. This is my favorite time of the year, the NBA playoffs. We kick off after the first round. We'll jump into who we feel the second round teams winners will be, and we'll keep going. Yes. E, it's always good to see you, bro.
Always.
Take care.
Always. Hey, Nicole. Shout out to Nicole, too. She's doing a great job.
Shout out.
All right.
Absolutely. All right, yo.
All right.
We'll talk later.
All right.
Good people.
Yes.
We thank you for tuning in. Comment, like, subscribe, but we'd love to hear what you guys think about the playoffs, the series, the Lakers losing on purpose, the rap beefs. We need your comments.
Yes.
All right? We out, baby.
We out.